the re-entry or Desperado, we're taking signups now. We're trying to start that at or around 4 o'clock. For this evening squad, for anyone advancing, we're going to start check-in as early as 5:30. If we have everyone here by 6:30, we will start. If not, we will start at 7.
So I was kind of torn, like, should I just man up and throw 10 shots with my phase two, or should I stay with my number truck? What I should have did, I think I should have stayed right and just got faster instead of just moving left and doing all the other shit. Should have just stayed right, got faster, and been able to that's what I really should have did. I was so busy trying to strike
got 33 people signed up for the 2-game Desperado. When I call your names out, you can go down to your lanes. I'll bring your score sheets. I've got Jared Melton, John Freeman, Jamie Hampton, 29 and 30. Daniel Perkins, Andy Wills, Cody Lumpkins, 31 and 32. Ryan Liederbach, Victor Varner, Lee Rathjan on 33 and 34. Vudong, Chris Postal, Brittany Turcotte on 35 and 36. Brianna Clemmer, Landon Yazel, Brett, who I am not going to butcher your last name, 37 and 38. Courtney Birch, Dylan Peters, Jesse Hart, 39 and 40. Jeremy Baker, Paul Carter, Zach Tackett, 41 and 42. Mike Emery, Brad Riggs, Corey Gilbert on 43 and 44. Dwayne Bates, Jet Bonificio, Brandon Coombs on 45 and 46. Donnie Johnson, Kyle Peterson, Terrence Bright, 47 and 48. 49 and 50 will be Carl Provost, DJ Chapin, and Aramis Linville on 49 and 50. All right, guys, when everyone gets down there, we're going to set you up for 5 minutes of practice. You are only bowling 2 games. You're going to move 1 pair to the right after each game. Your total accumulated pinfall goes back in for this evening's squad.
Oh, wait, Cody, I'm here.
It's plain and simple. It's your top 8 players.
I think. I don't know.
So,
I was to the left of you because I forgot who the hell he said.
1 out of 4 of you are basically making it back in for this evening's play. All these pins will drop, and you will start from
Did you hear
scratch
where I'm
with
at?
everybody else.
You know where I'm on? Do you know what lane I'm on? No. Where?
Talking about those qualifiers. I know a lot about them. About the win spot. Yeah, I'm the one who runs them. Oh, okay. So I just randomly run one. So like we did them different ways. Like some of them we did like Boo Train. Boo. What we doing? What's up, my man?
3738.
Hey, tell him what oil pattern. I love it. Maybe you need the one with the TT on it.
I got one. I'll wear it to.
He's got 65 already, 65 miles an hour on it.
Okay.
64.
Boo's the man.
I missed it by 9/10.
Did you really?
One spare. 3 errors. That's all right. Live and learn.
Hey, you're gonna get there.
What?
Try. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know how I did that. Sorry.
You ever met
Not gonna
Lou?
be good.
No, but I've heard
Throws it hard and straight.
cool things about it.
Yeah, so we did. So he's a anesthesiologist. No, he lives in India, I believe. He bowls on only hard stuff. He throws it straight down the middle.
Oh, yeah, well,
He throws like
social media.
12 pounds, I think, is what he does.
Someone had posted it.
Oh, you're here. Good. Good. There we go.
Good. I don't know where I saw it, when, but
My balls.
So the winning spots, so like I ran some, like I took a different approach this year. I talked to Jason about it. I ran some where I did like a $20 thing, and we would try to get as many people as we could and give one spot away. And if we didn't get enough people, you got that credit towards your Bradley entry. So if we got 15 people, $20, they got a spot. And we did some for 30, we did some for 40. Jason's are always fun, $60. $60, 1 and 6. 6 o'clock tonight or 7?
Second, we're going to start at 5:30.
6 o'clock?
We'll start at 6:30 and everyone's here. We'll start at 6:30 and Kyle will start at 7.
Oh, okay. So, here you go. Basically, if everybody checks in, we can start. That would be awesome. Last night was long. I don't know if you heard about. These aren't on, are they? There was just some excitement last night. Going like, nobody was going one-on-one. They were all going like team stuff. One match was 1,600. Oh wow. Yeah, she's got way too much surface on that ball. Did you see that? She's got her ball like 80. It went in the gutter. This way. This way. That's why I had one of my balls in 100 and I threw it and it went left. I was like, you can't do that. Once that shine gets on there, it doesn't matter anyway. This girl's decent, right? Yeah, yeah. 150, 100. She go left gutter again over here? That's a whole different ball. I wish I had the form these girls have. They're laying down. Ryan Linderbach didn't make it, huh? He was top 10 last year, wasn't he? Anybody else? DJ Chapin? Chapin or Chapman? Chapman. Oh, no, Zach didn't make it. Zach didn't.
How you feeling, Frank? Ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
It's a two-game shootout, huh?
Oh, God.
All right, fans, Desperado is off and running now. The literal two-game sprint for 8 spots to advance to round 2 tonight. Jeremy Thomas has joined me.
All right, I'm here. Do some action for a 2-game sprint to make the top Saturday night squad.
With us here, let's see, we've got Vu, We've got,
I think her name's Brianna, I believe.
it is Brittany.
Brittany, turncoat.
Turcotte. And I wrote a few names down. Chris Postel is on this pair, 35 and 36.
I'm familiar with Landon. Landon's a local guy, so I know Landon a little bit.
There is Landon, and he's also on the pair with Brianna Klimmer and Brett Masajewski. Then over on the 33 and 34, Vic Varner, Ryan Liederbach.
Looks like Victor Varner.
And Lee Rathjen, I believe, is on that pair. And Andy Wills is over on 31 and 32. Daniel Perkins is on 31 and 32. And right now I can't tell who else is on that particular pair.
So what's the prediction for the Desperado squad? You got to go plus?
You know, that's, I mean, it wouldn't be. That thought is not as egregious as it might sound, considering the tournament.
Yeah.
It's 2 games.
There's going to be a few people get hot.
There were a few scores that we saw in B squad, although there was only a little less than, it was 22 pin difference between cut numbers from A squad to B squad, which was, I didn't expect that.
So what was the final number for A?
140.
No, I was on A. B, sorry.
121.
121. We were 143. We actually had less bowlers, too. Victor with a nice double right there.
Yeah, I was expecting like 80, 90.
Yeah. Scores were higher at the top, I believe. I think I looked and we had 6, maybe 7 guys go plus on the A squad. Yeah, I think I bowled the Desperado squad my first year, and if I remember correctly, the scores were a little bit higher because you have 30 bowlers playing for 8 spots, and a couple of people just got going early and, you know, stayed clean. So like minus 10, 15, I would say would be my guess.
I could see that. I could see actually someone getting to 220.
Yeah.
In either game, and having that maybe hang around, like Brianna Klimmer could do that.
Sure. Like I said, I bowled it the 1 year, and you know, you also get some good bowlers that don't make it sometimes. Like Victor's really good. You know, we got DJ Chafin bowling, Zach Tackett. I mean, some of these guys could get hot.
Ryan Liederbach had a nice tournament last year.
Right.
And he is bowling. Quick update to the round 2, the advancers round is supposed to, or not supposed to, I should say, if all goes well and everyone is here, checked in, ready to go, 6:30 p.m. is an ideal time to begin. If not, no later than 7 p.m. to begin the round 2, or the advancers round, of which Jeremy Thomas will be participating in.
I will be.
And the pins will go away. Everyone will start at 0. And to be honest, tonight really kind of starts the tournament.
Sure. I mean, obviously making the top 50 is key.
Right. You got to get there. But with the drop in pins, and with 40 people going to tomorrow to get a check and to, of course, try to win the tournament.
Sure.
It kind of begins tonight.
Yeah, and you know, when you start carrying pins over, obviously every time you shoot 180, yeah, you might make it till tomorrow, but you're losing 30, 40 pins a game. You know, so by the time you add 12, 6 games today and 6 tomorrow, you're 200 out. You know, so at that point, you got to stay clean. And looks like Ryan opened again. Wow.
Unlike him, just don't see that from him often. And I've watched him bowl a few times now, not just at this event, but at other events. Boo.
Vu, he likes to throw it hard and straight, and he's very consistent.
Good spare.
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to avoid. I didn't have any bad counts today, but you know, you get like the 3 count right there, and you lose so many pins.
Yeah, it was easy to do too.
Yeah.
There were a couple of 3 counts in the B squad.
Yeah, I mean.
I think what Brianna Clemmer's doing is the way to do it right now. At this point, on the double burn.
Yeah.
Did Brian Bourget make it? Because he was doing that earlier. He was a bit more direct, but still going left to right.
I didn't try that. I try to stay pretty. I try to stay pretty straight. But I watched some guys throw the gutter, and it was there, and then it was gone. You know, like I bowled with Justin, and he bowls 240. And then I think 170. Same shot, same look, just did something completely different. And it's a little bit of motivation. You know, you got a fresh start to try to make tonight's field. You know, some guys get a little bit of confidence. You know, maybe throw a couple strikes, a couple spares, they're back in it. With the pins not carrying over, you just got to get there.
Yeah, I think, you know, you spend so much time and effort, obviously, just trying to make it.
Yeah.
And then now, essentially, going to be bowling with the best of the best regarding both squads.
Sure.
And those who advance from the Desperado. So, you know, and there's an extra game. There's 6 games tonight.
The extra game, I'll go back and forth on because I think it can help you recover from a bad game, but it can also get away from you really quickly. You know, you go back-to-back 170s, which isn't bad, but you lose, 60. But my guess, I'm thinking, looking at the numbers, I'm thinking 70 to 80 under to make the top 40 is fair. Maybe 60 is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm shooting for.
For 12 games. No, wait, no, I'm sorry.
No,
for 6 games.
Yeah, because it was about 60 to 70 under to make the top 40 from both squads. You're going to add one more game in there. Might stay around that area, but I think that's pretty close.
I'm thinking about tomorrow. Those who do advance, those scores will carry over tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And then from that, we'll bowl a 6-game block, and then the top 8 will advance from those 12-game totals.
Yes. I haven't been fortunate enough to make it that far yet. I'm trying.
Oh, this is your
year.
year.
Well, last year I made the top 40 for my first time. So this year that's my goal, and then see if I can do a little bit better. But as you can see, it is not easy to get there.
This is your year.
I hope so.
No, definitely not easy.
No, it get a couple bad breaks and it gets away from you very quickly. And you cannot miss makeable spares.
Well, unfortunately, we saw a lot of that actually today.
I missed a couple.
Definitely hurt some folks.
Yeah, I missed a 10 pin, and then I 4-9'd, and then I shot 165. You know, so it definitely can get away.
I tell you who I would like to see get in if it's possible is Jesse Hart.
Yeah, he's bowling to the right over here. He's from Cincinnati, correct?
I think so. I think Todd McGill knew him, so I'm guessing so.
Yeah, he's from that area, Cincinnati area.
He had a low score today on 37 and 38, trying to make the gutter work.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see him kind of have a little redemption late. But I know, according to Todd, been working on his game. He's really here to learn and get the experience.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I bowled one of Todd's sweepers last year, and Jesse was a handicap So I don't think he's a scratch bowler. If he is, he's pretty close. So to come out here and challenge himself is impressive. He might be scratched now, but at the time he wasn't.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes goes kind of over the head, if you will, right? Sometimes we look at the scores and the totals, but we don't really know where a bowler might be in their respective career, the skill level. Maybe they're at the point where they're going to kind of take the jump and bowl some harder stuff or some high-level events. And just like, you know, bowlers who go on tour, there's the learning curve. It's the same thing, even if you're not a professional, if you're not going on tour.
Well, what I've learned my first couple of years, you know, bowling league to bowling this or any sport pattern, when I first started bowling anything hard, it was a lot of hooking and spares. And, you know, thinking, oh, I'll just throw it over there to the 7-pin and you go straight. So I went and just worked on my spare shooting. I shoot it straight at it, hard, and try to stay accurate. I've noticed a lot of people are having trouble with that. Even in this tournament, I watched some guys try to hook at 4 pins, and they miss them. You know, you just – and I've also learned a lot about my angles on my spare shooting. You know, where, like, if I used to leave a 6-pin, I would stand right and throw straight at it.
Right.
Now I'm coming left, working left to right, and I've done a lot better. We got a guy with a pretty good score going right here. Who's that?
Over on 33.
Oh, yeah.
That is, I think it's Victor. Yeah.
No. Right here.
31?
This gentleman with the backwards hat on.
Oh, Lee.
Yeah, he's got a nice game going.
He does have a nice game.
Nice
in fact,
game.
he's probably got the best game going in the house.
But this is what I've learned about the Desperado
So that's
squad.
one more.
A couple guys can get hot, and it just takes that one. You know, you can throw 2-3 in a row. You can shoot the 220 game, and you know, there's someone down here that's got a pretty good game going, like maybe like a 270 pace.
This is the squad, like the Desperado, especially if it's 2 games. Now, in my familiarity with Desperados or re-entry squads, they've only been like 2 games typically.
Yes.
The ones I've seen. I haven't seen a lot. This is like my 3rd one that I've ever streamed as part of an event. But this is the one where if you can really get off to like the best start possible, then you've given yourself probably 30 to 40 pins, probably on average.
Oh, absolutely.
That you can work with before.
Sure. I mean, like this whole pair right here has got potential to put up a good number right here.
Yeah, let's take a look at that pair. Actually,
I mean, you know, they got work to do, but they could all shoot 220. Well, 200, 220, and that's a big shot in a 2-game race on something very difficult. I see a lot of people playing that line right there, and that's just a flat 10. I tried it my first year, and you get a good look at it, there's nothing, you know. Yeah, it looks like Jesse's struggling a little bit. He just got 3 off the right. That's very easy to do. Vu's got him a nice clean game going here. He could get a couple strikes.
Yeah, he as he mentioned, he was 9 pins out. Facts. Yeah. Let's see who else. First one out was Jared Melton. Oh, he missed it by 2 pins.
Jarrett, yeah, I've recently met Jarrett. He started coming to a few of my tournaments. He's a good player. Ooh, Victor just missed it.
Victor, speaking of, was 5 pins out.
Wow. Victor started. This shows you how hard. This is how hard this tournament is. Victor's got a triple. Looked like he has it, and then now he's going to struggle to shoot 200. It's tough. Oh, that's my guy, Brandon Coombs down there.
Oh, he was, someone was asking about him earlier.
Yeah, Brandon's rolling right now, looks like. See, like, Brandon's got off to a great start, so he's probably going to move on no matter what his second game is, because he's going to be in the 230s or 240s. It's a great start. Brandon's a good kid.
How old is he?
I think he's mid-20s. That's a young kid to me.
No, you're right. We're at that age.
He last year, Brandon actually came to a couple of my tournaments and enjoyed himself, and he came and watched me bowl to Bradley, and he said, I'll sand your ball for you. So he sanded my ball for me, and I did great. And then he come back the night block, he stayed and did it just for me again. And so it'd be good to see him get there because he throws it really good. But I think he told me last night, we were talking, he's focused on school right now. So bowling is taking a back seat a little bit, which is probably a good thing for his career choice.
Sure, and I don't know what that is, but I learned a long time ago, and that was just my professional path. I was like, I kind of want to bowl. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people would like to, like when they're younger, go on tour. Like
Sure.
you think about those things, and then whether you go to college or not, but that time of your life, all of your things that you thought you planned or wanted to do may change, right? There may be a ton of pivots.
Absolutely.
And I was like, yeah, I want to go on tour. And after 4 years of bowling college, you kind of realize, like, that's probably not the best idea. But you're really good at this other thing that you want to do professionally, so let's go do that.
Sure.
And see what happens. Bowling will be there.
Yeah, I would say
you can't say that about other sports, but
yeah,
bowling will be there. Now, professional level, still, there's plenty of work to do, so I'm not comparing it to that extent. But
absolutely. You could always go find a good league to bowl in. There's plenty of, small events. Like I run small events, and we've had, 2,000, 3,000, 1,500. I mean, there's plenty out there for sure. Seems like there's a tournament every weekend now. Feels like.
And anywhere too.
Yeah. If you want to bowl, you can find it. And we've done a good job, like myself and Jody Boyd and Todd McGill, Collier Pavey. We communicate very well, and we try to stay off each other, and we work with each other. And I got a lot of success with his guys. Jalen, those guys come down here. Jackson, you saw Jackson bowling earlier. They come down here, and a lot of those guys have just thrown themselves in the PBA ring this year. Jalen and Rick and Nolan, they all went out this year, and they're hitting that learning curve. But
it's a part of it.
But looks like Zach Tackett's got a pretty good game going over here. It looks like he's going to go for about 215, 220, which is a very good start in a two-game race.
Good question there, Gabe.
Yes.
There is brackets, or there are brackets.
Yes.
I don't know about high games.
There is high game.
Okay.
I don't know what they pay because I don't get in them because I know I can't win. I just go for 200 every game. But I do know, I believe it's a $50 pot, and that covers all games.
Nice.
So I would assume that it's a pretty good pay.
About $10 a game, basically, right?
I don't know if there's series involved. Plenty of bracket action. You don't have to worry about that. That's always been a thing people wonder, like on something hard. Bracket action can go one of two ways. It's either not going to get played at all, or a lot of the top guys aren't scared to play and they play against each other. I played a little bit, and I actually lost like $10. Not bad. I had
yesterday, right?
No, today.
Oh, today, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if I would have went my 165 game, it was 190, I probably would have done pretty good.
Take a quick look back at as Lee will be, well, stays out of trouble. He can be in the 220s.
Yeah, looks like Zach Tackett, 229. Brandon Coombs looks like he's going to be in the 240s. So, like I said, a couple guys get hot. This is what I noticed the last time I bowled. You think, oh, no offense to anyone bowling because I was here. But you think we're bowling against the lower people that didn't make the cut. Well, sometimes it's just bad breaks. Pocket 710 or 4-9 or 8-10. And you end up here.
Boy, Brianna Klimmer is.
She hits it pretty good, huh?
I mean, she's just been 9-9-9. She missed one. And obviously, when you're not striking, you can't afford to miss a spare.
Is she the young lady that bowled on the PVA tour? Is that her? That bowled the really big set like a year ago? Is that her?
Yes.
Like
she was
something
on,
crazy.
Why can't I think of it now?
I want to say it was like 289, 280, 300, something.
Yeah, I think it was 289, 300, 300. Man, which one was it? Or vice versa, but
it was big.
The 3 games, there was a 3-game set that didn't match up to be a certified 3-game set.
Yeah.
Or it would have been like 870 or 880, something like that.
Yes.
And then she did go 300, 300 because I think it was 89, 300, 300.
Yes, it was pretty impressive. I remember seeing that. I didn't realize that was her, but
that's her.
Figured, yeah, she throws it
she
really
might
good.
actually be wearing the same jersey from that day. I was there.
You just watch it off her hand. It's
one of the best in the game.
Throws it way better than me.
And she's also a graduate assistant now at Pikeville.
Oh, okay. We got some Pikeville alumni from Louisville.
And so she was on 900 watch. She had a chance to shoot 900.
Wow.
In the final game of that evening's qualifying round. And she left a 10-pin in frame 5 or 6.
Wow. That has to be...
it was fun.
Yeah, fun to watch and probably crazy to be a part of.
Yeah, it was like I don't know how many views we had on that Facebook Live. But it was a Facebook Live of her every shot leading up to whenever it was going to happen, whether it didn't happen or not, and she gave it a run.
We had we were bowling league one night, and there's a league that has a lot of really good bowlers, but it has a lot of beginners. And one night, a guy on our pair that I was bowling with, he shoots 300, has front 9. And the other people, they didn't know what that was. I was like, you're watching something that doesn't happen very often.
Clemmer shot 182.
Who shot 192 on that? Who else is on that pair?
Where we at? Landon Yazel. He's going to shoot about 160. And then the other guy was...
Brett.
Yeah. And he looks like he's in the 190s. There's I see a 215. That was
Lee.
And I know Zach Tackett had 229. And Brandon Coombs looked like he had about 240. So it's 4 guys that put up a pretty good number that I can see.
Oh, Vu.
Look at Vu, just stays clean. I'm telling you, if he could get, I think, he told me that I believe he throws a 12-pound ball, which obviously he gets a lot of speed, but that does hurt your carry. But he puts it in there and he makes his spares.
I honestly like his approach to bowling, and I know that might bother some traditionalists.
Yes.
But he literally is just taking the lane out of play.
I mean,
and it looks like he has a lot of fun doing it.
Oh, he has a blast. We had this issue when he bowled. He bowled one of Todd's sweepers here. Me and Todd did something together, and it was a U.S. Open pattern. And it's Vu averages about 178, I think. So he has a few pins handicap, and he plays this shot, and he bowls 175 every game. So he gets 215. Well, on that pattern, 215 is great. And a lot of people were sandbagger, and I was like, no, this Vu has a very good professional career, and he is not doing it for the money. So I can tell you that. And it's actually, after I talked to him, it's kind of a cultural thing too. If you watch some of the guys that bowl like him, it's kind of a way of bowling where he's from. So, but he's a super good guy. But there were a lot of people in the chat that day that were on him, didn't like what he does, doesn't like what he did. And I say to each their own. Two-handed, one-handed backup ball. If you score, you score.
Someone's not going to like something.
Always.
Oh, that's got a hook.
Yeah. That's the problem with playing that line. You cannot miss right. He actually got pretty fortunate that he got 7 there.
Yeah, if he strikes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the 2-0s at least.
Yeah. Just kind of looking around, I see a lot of 190s. 180, 190s. So, like I said, I'm thinking minus 20. I know that sounds kind of high, but wouldn't be shocked.
Steve was in there for what? I think he said minus 20.
Minus 20.
Steve in the chat.
That I think, like I said, it wouldn't shock me if it went plus, but I don't think it'd be much more than 20 under. That sounds crazy because the scoring pace of the tournament is not that, but it's just you give someone two games to get hot, and sometimes things happen. I'm looking forward to bowling tonight. I'm excited. Win or lose, like I told you last night, I really enjoy this tournament. It's a grind. It's very mentally fatiguing, I'll tell you that. He did the same thing he did on the shot before. You know, and right there, he gives away 6 pins, 2 shots.
193.
Could have easily been a 200 game. Stayed clean, you know, like, I mean, Vu gives us solid 190 right there with 1 strike. It's pretty impressive.
That's a game for me back in college. That's how it looked.
You know, but that's part of this tournament. If you look at his scores, 9, 9, 9. He doesn't have the 5 or the 6 or the 7 or the 3, and you don't lose all your count on 1 ball. So that's definitely always a good thing. Yeah, it looks like Zach's going to be pretty comfortable. He's got another good game going. He's about halfway done. And he started with 230, so.
Halfway done with game 2?
Yeah, they're flying.
Wow.
They're already in the 5th frame.
Well,
they are not messing around.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's an opportunity for a nap in the car right there.
Yeah. I'm too jacked up. I'm excited. I'm so tired. I was up late last night, but I'm excited. You know, this is I got a lot of people on my side now. A lot of good friends, a lot of people that watch me, and they're sending me messages like I'm on the PBA. We're pulling for you. We got you, and I do my best for them.
Well, how cool is that?
Yeah, I'm very humbled by the support. You know, a lot of people don't know that I actually bowl. They think that I just run tournaments. Yeah, you just run. I'm like, but I'm not that bad. I don't get to bowl as much as I used to, but I do enjoy it. I wish I actually talked to your friend Daniel earlier, which I know Daniel, but
sure.
I'll let you know who. And he made a very interesting point. You were talking about the caliber of bowler, you know, what level they're on. I'm out here trying to grind my way to the top 50, and Daniel is experimenting balls, if that makes sense. And I'm like, I never thought of it. Like, I'm sitting here like, oh, I'm in the cut, and instead of me doing some different ideas, I'm just the same thing.
Right.
Where Daniel is so confident in his game that he's throwing 6 different balls with different surface, and I'm like, I need to get to that level.
Right.
You know? I mean, it's pretty impressive.
No, that makes a lot of sense. It's a great point to the way you just broke that down.
I just learned so much from talking to so many different people. The stuff that I wish I knew earlier on in my bowling career. Maybe I'd be a little bit better.
And that is kind of one of the cool things. There's a ton, but the learning portion about the game, if you want to learn.
Sure.
There really are plenty of opportunities. There's almost no excuse if you don't, or if you want to learn and you can't. You say, I don't know who to go to. Now, maybe you get somebody to point you in the right direction. You need the right recommendation, but
sure, kind of what I've ran into. You know, since I've got on with Storm, me and Kyle have become good friends. And if I got any questions, Kyle just answers them. He, texts me on a regular. We talk about, different things about bowling, and I've learned so much just watching and listening, and things that I would have never thought of. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to figure it out, but a lot of guys think that some people aren't approachable, or I can't go talk to that guy. That's not true. A lot of these guys will talk to you anytime you want. But when they're locked in, you know, that's their job.
Right.
You know, and people have to understand that as well. I try not to walk up to somebody in the middle of a tournament, you know, and pick their brain. But afterwards, you know, hey, give me some advice here. Most people just tell me keep it straight, so that's what I do.
I think it's you got a cool story on you know, how you're helping the game, especially locally. Now you're part of a national brand.
Well, I mean, I don't make much money at it, but I enjoy it.
Well,
maybe one day.
Yeah, but I think that's part of it.
Oh, you mean as far as Storm?
Yeah,
Sure,
part of
sure,
a national
absolutely.
brand. And then, but you just mentioned something that's also part of it. Like, you enjoy it,
Oh, yeah.
right? Which helps you not think about all the other stuff that you could be doing, right? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, it's this. You're doing this because you love it.
Oh,
That has given you more purpose.
sure. I tell people I have guys that come to my tournaments, and like right now, these guys are bowling. Some of them are fried. You know, they're like, I'm never bowling again. I've been there. And I tell them and say, look, when you're having that thought, if you want to come work on a tournament with me, come on, help me out. Come behind the scenes, check it out. Like, see what you're doing. Like, you'll see a guy kick a ball return, you know, or throw something or whatever. Come on my side and then see what that looks like from the outside. And when you can get your mental game stronger, it changes. Like, when I first started live streaming myself bowling, a lot of people said, there's no way you can do that. I shot 2 300s on my own live stream. I'm like, you block it out. You know?
So you don't black cloud yourself,
No.
only other people.
Well, I only did it once, and the guy won the tournament. He won the tournament.
Oh, well, he was
Yeah,
good.
Chris Corbin I did 7-10 him, and he did win the tournament, so I'll take it.
That's a good ratio.
Yeah. But I have clouded a few people, unfortunately. Never when they bowl against me heads up, though. It doesn't work.
Double burn here on this Bradley pattern. Yeah, definitely not house, and it's not. It's really not a sports shot either. Like,
no,
it's just a Bradley pattern.
So we've kind of had this discussion about this shot with Jason, because me and Jason I do almost all my stuff here. We have a very good relationship. He is part of. Without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at. But we talk about. Ooh, I think that bounced out.
It did.
There you go, Vic. But I asked Jason a question because it comes to a point where I asked him, is there physically a shot that you can make in this tournament where you're confident that it's going to strike? Like, if you told me I need to hit the 5 board every single time and I'm good, I don't feel like that necessarily can happen. You could hit the same spot and it does something completely different. So it's very challenging. A lot of people always say, oh, just throw it here, do this.
Right.
Believe me, you think it's easy. To be honest, with what Vu does, I would challenge many people to do what Vu does. I bet they couldn't.
I said earlier, I thought, I mean, because it's the Bradley,
I mean,
that applies here. Like,
sure,
what he's doing
sure.
works well because he's just trying to hit the head pin
yeah.
and make a spare. Is it sexy? You know, for
Well,
lack of a better word. It's, you know, it's not like appeasing to the eye for 5 games, but if that gets you to 12,500,
right.
or even 600 to cash in the tournament,
Right, like last year, you know, going in on paper, I'm not a top 40 guy they're thinking that's going to make the cut, but I got out there and I bowled my games and I made it there. And then you look around at some of the guys that are watching you bowl, you're like, hold up, I'm on a pretty big stage right now, because this tournament it's almost a PBA Tour stop. Now this year, there was a little bit of an issue with the PBA tournament that hurt them a little bit. But typically, you'll have, what, 30, 40 PBA guys in this tournament?
yeah.
And this year, there's probably maybe, 6, I would say. So it's definitely But I will say, though, I've gotten involved with more off the lane stuff. When I started doing this, a lot of people thought when I started doing stuff that I was a little crazy. But I said I want to do just as much off the lanes as I do on the lanes. So we did a fundraiser for the tornado victims a couple years back. I think we raised about $1,500 and we helped some families. And then this year I wanted to do a fundraiser for Christmas, and me and Kyle Troop put it together. We raised $10,000 and we took out about 20 kids Christmas shopping, and it was
I saw you post about that.
it was the most humbling thing I've ever done. And right now we're in a pretty big battle. There's a young lady that bowls for North Bullitt High School here locally, who was bowling state tournament on say a Monday of 2 weeks ago, and on Thursday she was in the hospital in a coma with leukemia. Didn't even know she was sick. So right now we got a huge fundraiser going on right now for her. Everybody in the community's coming together. So that's where our focus is at right now.
Wow.
So for the last 2 weeks, I believe we're through my tournament and some help from one of the leagues and some other guys. I think we're around $1,500 right now. So we're trying to, so definitely, I don't know if I could say it on here, but if you're a prayer type of person, definitely say a prayer for Isabel. She definitely could use it. She's still in the hospital. So we're definitely thinking about her today.
There are so a lot of things just going on in the bowling world. Delaware State was in an unfortunate bus crash. I don't know if you guys have recently seen that, but
Yeah.
hopefully all will make a full and speedy recovery there as well. Got a couple questions I see in the chat. This is in Louisville, Kentucky, Executive Bowl. It's the Bradley Open. This is the last opportunity to qualify for tonight's round 2. 8 bowlers will advance after this 2-game shootout is complete, and then 108 will advance. They'll bowl 6 games tonight, with 40 players then advancing based on total pinfall to tomorrow's cashers round. 6 more games in the morning, and then we'll cut to the top 8 to advance to the bracket finals.
Yeah, and to the point of the person that said there's more than 6 PBA players, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of regional players. We're talking, so what I mean by that is no disrespect to anyone, obviously, but in the past, I mean, you would have the top, 30 guys on the PBA tour here?
I would say even just last year. This is my first year last year.
Jesper.
I would say Jesper was here last
Andrew
year.
Anderson.
Sean Rash was here last year.
So that's what we mean. No disrespect to anyone there.
Jacob Buttroff was here last year.
Sure.
Right. I think you were just referring to
Sure. Now, like
top
Ryan,
national
like
guys.
Linderbach is a PBA guy. You got Justin Knowles. You got Brandon Novak. I'm sure there's plenty of other guys that are bowling on PBA. Zach Tackett out there right now. That's obviously you have those guys, but typically this tournament is almost a PBA tour stop. But this year it just didn't work out. So.
By the way, yes, on this platform you can talk about guys.
Okay. Well,
I don't know about others.
I personally don't have a problem with it. Some people, some people do. But
I feel you. I feel your respect level to
Sure.
to who is listening and watching.
Yes.
I do respect what you said.
I would definitely say if you are a prayer person, just think about Isabel tonight. She's still in the hospital, and her family, she's, I believe, 15 or 16 years old, and it's tough. We get to come out here and bowl, have fun, bowl with our friends, and that's what she was doing, and right now she can't do that, so we're trying.
How do we help her?
Well, right now, I definitely have, if you would like to donate, we have I do have a Cash App and Zelle option if someone does want to donate to that. Also on my Thomas Tournaments page, we're doing bowling ball raffles, different things like that. If you're someone who has an item that someone might want, like an auction item, like a bourbon basket or whatever, you can drop it off at pretty much any local bowling center in Louisville right now. We're all doing it together. So if you own a business or know someone that does own a business and they may have a gift card to Texas Roadhouse or anything, Drop it off. We'll use it. The fundraiser is May 4th or March. It's a Saturday, next Saturday. So, yeah. So
And where was Tackett, by the way?
the first game.
No, what?
Oh, he's on the
lane?
he's on the pair that went really fast.
Okay, so they're
I
done.
believe he had 2:0, 2:10.
So he's in.
Yeah, that's going to be 4:40. That's pretty strong. Someone asked about Brandon Coombs' backswing.
Yes.
I actually, like I said, I've gotten to know Brandon really well. He's from Evansville area. I personally couldn't do what he does. You may know more than me.
Well, I mean, I can't say there's a reason for it. To me, most backswings that, just from a bowling perspective, seem to be somewhat normal.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is they just generated it in a natural way.
Sure.
It wasn't necessarily, hey, pause here and it will have this effect. But I just looked at him. It didn't really look like.
He has a small hitch in his backswing. It's not anything. He bowled one of my tournaments. We went to a very small old wood house. It was pretty awesome. It was like they haven't resurfaced their lanes or anything for like 20 years. And everybody wanted to go bowl on old wood lanes. And they had these old scoreboards that were lower. Brandon literally hit the scoreboard in his backswing like every time he, swung. So that has to be a little bit of a distraction. But at the end of the day, if you get it off your hand good at the bottom, like you watch Brandon Novak bowl, a lot of people talk about, this form, but he hits it at the same spot every time. And that's all that matters.
Repeatability.
That's it.
Well, Lee's
in good shape.
making this run here. And
Is,
Ryan leaderboard?
Yeah, what did he have game one? I don't think it was very
Ryan
good.
scored it.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
I mean, you never know, but 233 is still a lot.
Yeah, 233. I mean, I don't think it was anything disastrous. 160, 170 maybe. So, I mean, that would put him close to even if he can go out. That's pretty strong. And we got Vu over here, he's still throwing spares. Yeah, Brandon throws it great. I wish I could throw it like Brandon. He's young, he's learning. I think he could, if he took it more serious. I think, like you said, right now he's more focused on school right now, but he definitely has a very good game. I can't see what Brandon bowled this game, but I'm pretty sure he's going to shoot two. He'll be in the 440s or 450s probably. Yeah, last year, I mean, like, I bowled with Graham. Graham Fall's not here this year.
He is.
Oh, he is?
Yep, I saw him late in B squad.
Really?
He did advance, yeah.
Yeah, he throws it phenomenally well. I bowled last year with him and Sean Rash on my pair for the Sunday block, and he just throws it good.
I think Daniel was telling me he won the Kentucky Open in the summer, right?
Yes. He's really pretty good. Well, she's going to have a pretty good experience. At the end of the day, I think she got in for a qualifier, and she had to do Desperado. So,
well, here's the deal. Here's the real deal. She throws it really good.
Absolutely.
And if she continues to bowl, like, I see her as a future professional player on tour.
Yeah, I believe she
has that type of game.
I believe she bowled in the Women's Kentucky Open last year, and I think she did pretty well. She throws it good. She's got good form. Big shot, Brooklyn by Bryant.
Hey, man. I mean,
hey,
you don't know.
it's That's what he said. You don't know. I mean, you put up a 230. What did he have?
173.
Okay, so he's going to go plus if he strikes here or close. That's, you know. I definitely think you're going to have to be around even. Yes, 40 bowlers will advance after tonight. I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you, because it could go one of two ways. I'm thinking 60 to 70 under is going to get it. You might not be in contention to win the tournament, but definitely to cash a check. My mindset is anything over 60 and I'm in. I'm going to try to shoot for that. But that is easier said than done. So Ryan is going to go, you said he had 170?
173.
Okay, so he's going to go -6. I'm pretty sure that's going to be pretty good. From what I can see, I think Zach's going to be in for sure. Brandon Coombs is probably going to be in. Lee right in front of us. So if 4 guys are even or plus or close, it's about all I can see. Clemens just had a big shot right there. What did she end up game 1? 182?
She shot 182.
So she just struck the first ball in the 10th, so she could shoot 2-0. So that's 15 under. What did Victor have game 1? 190? No, that's Vu. Vic can go for 190 here, so I'm not sure what he had game 1. Uh,
182.
That's just a guess. I mean, I was just doing some numbers. The scoring pace is a little bit lower this year. It's definitely I shouldn't say it's harder because it's always hard, but they're tough. I'm thinking 60 to 70 under to get you to tomorrow, or you'll be in the ballpark. So she got the 192, so she's going to be 26 under. That's going to be close.
You got the 407.
407. So that's 3 guys plus that I know of. I didn't see really anything else standing out.
No, but what I've learned, you know, that high end has produced some scores.
Sure.
And so you just don't know what happened down there.
I don't think. I mean, for what I'm seeing in this area, -20 is doable. All right, Vu's trying to stay in the game. He's going to need a. I think if he strikes out, he'd be pretty close. Vu can go what, 193? He'll be 17 under. No, 191. So 19 under if he can strike out. So tonight we're gonna bowl 6 games. So all the scores from today do not carry over from this morning and this block right here. So everybody's gonna start at 0. There's gonna be 108 players. You have to make the top 40. And then tomorrow you'll come back and bowl, what, 6 more if you make it?
Yes.
And then you gotta make the top 12 or 8? 8, and then it's match play with bonus pins.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, with all pins starting tonight, all pins carry over for the rest of the tournament. Oh, Vu liked that one. He'll be close. I see a lot of 160s and 150s and 170s down this way. Definitely think this is a big spare for Vu right here.
I agree, especially when you just don't know.
I mean, minus 30 is not terrible.
But at this point, obviously, the only thing he has been doing, because he hasn't been striking, but he has minimal opens.
He's got
I
3
think
strikes.
this is his
third strike in 2 games.
The only open he's had, I think, is the second frame.
Yep. I didn't see what he left. I don't remember what it was. I think count might be important. You get to what, 179, so that's 31 under. That's not terrible. It's definitely in the scoring pace. Oh. I don't typically know how long it takes to get the cut number on the Desperado squad. It's probably not very long.
It won't be too long.
No.
Bowl 0, by the way, sorry about that. I dropped the ball on changing that graphic.
Oh, game 2?
So it's game 2.
I just noticed that myself. Definitely do an amazing job.
It's break time for me.
Right. You do an amazing job. I have several relatives that are watching today that have been watching all day. They're like, when are you going to be on there? I'm like, I don't know. But we're trying. But a lot of people enjoy what you do, and it definitely helps the game.
I appreciate it. Noah, that's a great question. Yes, we will have fresh oil. In fact, they're running them right now.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Fresh oil?
Yeah.
How was your fresh experience?
Yeah, the first squad, they were not hooking much.
That's true.
I saw a lot of people
hooking in the wrong places.
Yes. I think a lot of people sometimes they go too low on the surface.
Maybe a little too much.
And they think, oh, but sometimes it's not the answer. You have to have some, obviously, but you got to make good shots, and you got to make your spares.
All right, so we're going to hang around until make sure we know the cut number and which players, or at least how many. Well, we know how many, which players and what the number is or will be.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, looking down here, I see 170, 140, 150, 60, 70, 50, 50, 30. I mean, so.
That's why, like the Brandon Coombs game.
Oh, it was
and the
huge.
Zach Tackett type of game 1.
Huge. I mean, now you can shoot 150, you know. Not that you want to, obviously, but you give yourself a lot of, in knowing that it's a 2-game sprint, you know you got a 50-pin lead, you know.
Justin, I don't know what DJ, I don't even know where I saw him. Actually, I saw him walking down, so I think he ended up on the end pair.
He was on
both end pairs.
Yeah,
actually.
he was around 48. I know his first game, I don't think, what was it, 170, I believe, maybe?
Something like that,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah. If I see, DJ's walking behind me, I might be able to get him to give me an idea. He has his shoes on. It is break time.
Yes.
So usually that's an indicator, but it is break time.
By the way, if who was that asking earlier? Let's scroll up. Scott. Scott, I think you were asking about scores earlier. I did create a thread on the Bullstream TV Twitter account of scores. So if you can't get to Facebook, I would try Twitter. There is a thread on that account, and just list each game from the B squad.
I wonder how many people, what kind of tournaments do I run? I will be honest with you. I stick to house shot. Right now, our most popular tournament that I have going is the trios. We run them once a month here at Executive. $65 a player, and we bowl 3-game qualifier. We cut to the top 20. We bowl 1 game, cut to the top 10. The high 2 seeds go to the step ladders, the 1 and 2, and then the other 8 teams bowl 1 more game for the top 5. And it seems to be going pretty good. I've sold the last 4 out at this center, which is a 52-lane center.
Wow.
Yeah, very impressive. That tournament's probably the most popular, but every Sunday we do a sweeper. Like this Sunday, we're doing a Baker's doubles. We're doing a Baker's doubles sweeper, so each week I try to change it up a little bit. But yeah, so mainly house shot tournaments. I run handicap as well. Typically I keep it between 80% of 210 or 215. A little bit of handicap, but not too much. But if you're into action, there's plenty of it. You know, your typical house shot plays a little harder here. So, you know, you don't have to shoot 800. But we're thinking, I don't know. What did you think?
I'm going to say minus 26.
He thinks 26 under. I thought it was going to be a little. I do know there's 4 players that are around even, but the rest of them I didn't see anything.
And that's just, I'm only basing that on what we saw in front of
Right.
us.
What'd you get to? Well, that's going to be, I don't know if that's going to get there. 45 under. I mean, the scoring pace for the tournament, honestly, today, that's pretty close. What's it about? Like 185 probably? I would guess. 175.
You talking about field average?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, every tournament, you're always going to have guys that just run away with it. It just happens. But the majority, once you get outside the top 5 or 6 guys that just find that look, evens out pretty fair. And another thing that I've learned, and you've watched bowling a lot longer than me, people do not understand how important pins are.
Pin count.
Pin count. So many times I'll see someone leave a, say a 4-7-10 or something, and they go try to make it. And don't get me wrong, you shouldn't try to make it, but then they missed the cut by 2, and they're like, oh, you remember when I missed that spare because I threw it in the gutter? I'm like, yes. Every tournament that I have, it's always 1 pin determines, 1 or 2 pins determine the cut every single time. And sometimes you just got to give up on that shot, take your pins, and move on.
Right. There are times, obviously, where you got to take that risk.
Sure.
And go for, some split and risk the count. But typically, just go ahead and handle that count.
Yeah, so earlier I was telling you, while I got a little break, a lot of people are wondering how to get in this tournament for a cheaper entry fee, because $360 is a lot. But we run qualifiers. This year I think I ran about 10 of them, so about 10 guys in the field. We do, typically I'll run them after my sweeper, or, sometimes during the sweeper, like $20 a person. And, if we get 10 or 15 players, we give away 1 spot to the highest score, 3-game set or whatever. We ran a qualifier where it was $30 and we had 10 guys show up, so we gave away 1 spot. Things like that. We randomly do them. We usually start, I think I started them right after Thanksgiving this year, and I probably ran about 10 or 15 of them for Jason. So, and the reason why I started doing it was because my first Bradley was off a qualifier. I won a $40 entry, and I got the bowl, and it was, you walk out and you're bowling with a PBA guy that you've never stepped on lanes for, and it's like, this is pretty cool. So I wanted some of my guys to come to my small tournament to have a chance. So we got some of those guys in there, and then this year some more people. But some people don't understand, like, sometimes it's a bucket list thing, if you could,
Yes.
If you could go, and some people think I'm crazy for saying this, but in our sport, you take a guy like Kyle Troop or EJ right now, or whoever that's the top of the game, Belmo, whoever, and you could go bowl with him. Like, you can't go play basketball with Michael Jordan, or LeBron. So why not take a chance at it?
And opportunity to make money.
Sure. I mean, I bowled with Simo the year that he won, and I sit there and watched him kick my butt all night long. But I kept grinding and trying to get better, and I don't think you say practice. I don't think practice can help you for this. I think the only thing that can help you practice-wise for this tournament would be your spare shooting.
I think he's saying that this is also somewhat of a practice because of what you're bowling on.
Oh, sure.
I think that's what he's getting at.
Yeah.
Although I would still think like this one is just like you can end up doing a lot of different things that you wouldn't normally have to do. That would affect your physical game. Daniel talked about that a little bit. Doing different things that having to in some cases point it off the gutter or throw it over your left toe or be super slow. Like, yeah, you maybe worked on speed control, but
Sure.
maybe you were working on like 1 to maybe 1.5 mph, not like 7. You need to back off 7 to 8 miles per hour.
I have noticed that when I get slower, I pull the ball a lot more. So, yeah, I guess you could work on techniques like that. But as far as the pattern-wise, there's nothing – I don't think there's anything comparable. Someone earlier said urethane. From my experience watching, you can see there's not a lot of guys throwing urethane. It doesn't work. I'm sure a few guys can make it work. But like Justin Knowles was saying earlier, he's like, yeah, I'm not throwing the purple hammer today. It's not the option.
I'd be shocked if that was –
if
I saw anyone, I should say.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
I see urethane in all my house shot tournaments, and I can't figure it out. But, hey, to each their own, You can do whatever you want. It's your money. It's your bowling. It's your time. I don't think anyone does it wrong.
Anybody got any questions as we're just awaiting the official Desperado cut number here.
And I will say something very quickly that I've done at all of my tournaments. Like I walk through the bowling center and I go into the restaurant and the bar and I tell those ladies how good they do, and I usually give them a couple dollar tip, But the gentleman right here, Joey, that's running the lanes here.
He's a great dude, too.
Joey is unbelievable. He gets no love. We actually talk about this in the back sometimes. He said, every time someone wins a tournament, they thank the ball company and this, and they never thank the lane man.
That's because typically most people are blaming the lane man.
I run my trio on a Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. Joey gets here at 4 a.m. And he comes through with his, well, you can see it right now. He's got his broom and he's got his machine, and he will do every single lane. And if there's any issues, he is on it ASAP, and he's never gets any credit. And so I definitely want to give a shout out to Joey because he is very, very good at what he does, and he cares. You don't see too many breakdowns here.
Correct.
And very often, how many times have you been here where you've seen you had to take a whole pair out of play because something's wrong, go to the backup pair? It doesn't happen. It's because Joey comes in here at 4 a.m. and works on the machines, and
he helped me get the in fact, he called his wife.
I believe it.
Last year.
Entering back in out of 33. Number 1, Brandon Coombs, 454.
Brandon.
Second, Zach Tackett, 430. Third, Donnie Johnson, 409. Fourth, Lee Rathjen, 407.
Ooh.
Fifth, Ryan Liederbach, 394. Sixth, Brett, 383. Again, I'm not going to butcher the last name. Seventh, Brianna Clemmer, 374. And in by 1 stick, Vu Dong, 368.
Vu train. Vu was, I told you that was a big shot, didn't I?
I must have wrote his scores down wrong.
He had, he said he made it by 1. He didn't say the number.
Jason just said he made it by 1 stick, too.
That's what he said. He said he made it by 1, but I didn't hear what the cut was. What did he say the cut was?
So perhaps the 9th place
missed by one.
Missed
Vu
by
made it
one.
by one. But like I told you, going into the 10th frame, I knew that was a big shot
Pin
for
count.
Vu. I knew it. I think he got 9 on his.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we might have a tie.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, no. Vu might be having a roll-off. It happens. It's very hard to go through this many scores at that fast of a pace and not make a mistake.
Well, I was almost right on Steve was almost right, too, by the way.
So what I said 20 under. What was it?
It was 27.
27. I was close.
Steve said, I think, 20 under as well. I said 26. I was going with Brianna Clemmer as the number.
Yeah, she was. I didn't actually. You said it was 27? You said that?
Well, when Courtney came up and asked what
Courtney
we thought
was 45
what the
under.
number was, I said 26. And I just based it on what Brianna Clemmer was doing.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find out the exact number. But Vu, I think Vu was 190 and 178, so that's 30.
That's what I have. I've got 368.
Yeah, unless he has a score correction or.
Well, we'll wait and find out.
Did you hear the excitement in Vu though?
Well, of course.
You know, the guy loves it.
I'm with it. Let's go, Vu. I think Michael Beltran, that's a great question. Any tips for a player? I think a lot of people probably can help answer that. Who wants to start transitioning into tournament bowling versus league bowling? Well, we got a tournament director here, so.
Well, I started. Okay, so we start. Believe it or not, so I'll tell you a little quick story of how everything started with me. I used to bowl no tap with my dad on Saturday nights, and it went away because of COVID. You know, everything just stopped, and it never got started back up. So I went to that center, and I said, hey, we'd like to start this back up. And they were like, no, not right now. You know, okay. So I came to Jason, never met Jason. I was like, hey, what do you think about this? He says, go for it. Go down there and see what happens. So I reached out to a bunch of my friends and said, let's come bowl. So we had 40 or 50 people show up. And it went good for a while, but then it started dwindling a little bit because, you know, no tap, you get the 320s, and it just it grinds on you mentally. So one night we decided we were going to come up here and just run like a kind of like a jackpot bowling, but made it more into like a little small tournament. And there was about 10 guys. And the next week I said, hey, why don't we just put it on Facebook and see if anybody comes? So the next week we had 20 people show up, and then the next week like 30 people showed up, and then it turned into like this little sweeper. And someone was like, I'm going to make you a logo. I'm like, a logo for what? They're like, to run a tournament. I'm like, all right, let's try it. So we kept going and going, and eventually it turned into what I'm doing now. So I would say to start out, never be scared, first of all. The only thing to be scared of is if you don't want to lose the money. Outside of losing money, I think start at a low, start where you're comfortable with money as an entry fee, obviously, because unfortunately, in today's times, it's very hard to find any tournament under $40 or $50. But league, if you want to go join a league, maybe start, if you've never bowled, they have no-tap leagues, things like that, or maybe a family league with your wife or someone like that, a mixed league. And then as you get a little bit better, step up a little bit and then just challenge yourself. I had a guy that bowled one of my tournaments. He was about a 170 average, and he bowled 2 in a row, and he finished dead last in both. And he said he was quitting. And I said, man, just keep practicing. And he finished 3rd in one, and then, he struggled since then, but he just bowled his first 300 the other day. So sometimes falling on your face is never a bad thing. I've done it.
I would. The scores are confirmed. Dudong is your last entry in at 368.
Okay, Vu is in at 368.
It's 368. Vu is in.
Everyone that has made it in through the re-entry, you can start checking in at the check-in table. They should be starting right about.
Vu is in the Vu train.
Back to zero. Everyone starts from scratch with this evening squad.
Yep. All right, folks. So minus, what was it? Minus 32. Is that right? Yeah.
If you want to check out my tournaments, Thomas Tournaments on Facebook, you send me a request, and I do answer. Like, I'm not like some of the other people. You can ask. It's a fault of mine. I literally answer every single person that messages me, and sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? But I just love it. I enjoy it. Someone the other night said, I sent you a message. You got right back to me. I'm like, it's just what I do.
That's important.
Like tomorrow night, we run Sunday night tournaments, so like we
No
will probably get
Saturdays.
no. Well, the only reason why we don't do Saturday is because, like I said, I can't speak on other cities or bowling. Saturday is a huge open bowling night, and I'm talking this whole bowling alley is full.
Okay.
And it's
Well, that makes sense.
I mean, it's $5 a
Saturday,
game,
right.
you know, written shoes and all that. So the amount of money that they make off open bowling versus, say, a tournament is not even close.
Correct.
So to get a good prize fund based on an entry fee, your lineage destroys your prize fund. It just does. So on Sundays, you get a better rate because the bowling alley's empty on a Sunday. So we do Sunday evenings. Like this Sunday night, we're doing so I started a one ball, that's all. So you get one ball, you shoot your spares, and you just check the ball in before you start, and that's it. And we started,
kinda cool.
yeah, we did it a couple times, and people liked it. So then we did a Baker's doubles, and I had 36 teams show up. So we're gonna do that this week. So at 5 o'clock tomorrow night, we're doing a $40.
What happens if you're in the finals?
Of what?
The
Me?
Bradley Open. Yes.
Oh wow. Never thought about that. I have a very, very good helper.
Okay.
I have a very good helper, Kim Brown. She does an amazing job. So she can run the ship now. If I were to not show up, she can run the ship.
Okay. Well, you better call it a day.
But Jason told me 4 o'clock. I asked him what time we're done. He told me 4. So he said they're going to strip the lanes. They'll probably be bowling down here. We'll probably go on the low end. But yeah, the Baker's doubles has been a lot of fun. It's a $40 a person entry. So when you do Baker's doubles, you cut your lineage down. You know, because you bowl a couple less games when you're sharing a game, so the prize fund goes up a little bit. And I typically pay out all the money I bring in. Sometimes I might make 50 or 60 bucks. But you know, whatever. We have a good time.
Well, Mr. Thomas, I would tell all the people to bowl your tournaments. And to the original person who asked that question, Michael, my only advice would be to just do it like Nike.
Just do it.
Just step on out there, get the entry in. There's going to be some nerves.
Sure.
But most tournament players probably still get somewhat nervous. It's just, you know, it's just competitive. It's what we do. And then just try to learn as much as you can, really.
Yeah. Ask questions.
Just go for it. You know, pay attention if you end up struggling or you're struggling one game but you're seeing other people have success, just kind of watch what they're doing, you know, and then you just take it from there. That would be my personal advice to you, and I hope to see you somewhere. Maybe I'll be streaming it. We'll find out.
Hopefully, I can't give too many details, but hopefully I'm working on something very,
He's
very,
working on something,
very,
folks.
very big.
I hope it works out for him.
I talked to this gentleman about it, and if we can make the time right, he's going to be a part of it, hopefully. And I'm telling you, if it happens, which I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, you definitely want to be a part of it. It's going to be an awesome weekend. And right now, it's just a matter of when. So,
well, we'll get all that. Well, you will get all that.
Yeah.
All the details. And we've got all the details for you, by the way, too. So, again, -32 is the number. Vu is in. He's 8th. So I'm going to utilize this break.
Yes.
If we have what I was told by Jason, if everyone, which is a lot of players still, 108 players, are all checked in and ready to go, they will begin at about 6:30. If not, then 7 o'clock is the goal. So you got about an hour no matter what. So go get yourself some dinner, hang out, watch whatever's on television, and then come back and join us in about an hour, about 6:30 p.m. Eastern, at least to check in and see where we are. Jeremy's going to be bowling tonight.
Hopefully not on the live stream pair, because I'm bad on the live stream pair.
So wish him good luck.
I will need good luck. I will need it. And I definitely thank you for letting me sit in. I really, really enjoyed it.
I appreciate you, sir. You gave me a nice time to just relax for a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Get yourself some food. Get you a little break.
I'm going to do that, and we'll see you in a bit.
All right. Take care.
And then, folks, we'll see you. Thanks for all your sponsorships. QubicaAMF, Motiv, Classic Products, CTD, High Five Gear, 7 Leaf, and that's about it. So the qualifying portion of the tournament is officially complete. We move on to the advancers round. 108 players tonight, 6 games, 40 players will advance to tomorrow's cashers round, with 8 of those players then to advance to the finals. We got plenty more for you from Executive Strike and Spare, 1 hour away. We will see you soon. This is a presentation of the Bradley Open. Again, big thanks to Jeremy Thomas and Thomas Tournaments. Please go support him if you're in the area and want to drive down, or you want to drive down to Louisville. He does a great job. Follow him on Thomas Tournaments on Facebook. Again, so for Jeremy Thomas, my name is Emil Williams Jr. See you in an hour here on Bowl Stream TV.